Morning everyone, welcome to Hunter Gatherer Cooking. We're at the Stalking Show 2024. It's day 2 on the Sunday. We've had a phenomenal show so far. Yesterday was really busy. Hopefully you've seen some of the other videos of the guests who have come on. Today we've got Scott Mackenzie, Skye Gamekeeper. We're blessed to have him here, and he's bought some props and things to talk about. But Scott, let's start with you. Tell us about you and sort of what you're doing.
Yeah, like you say, I'm Skye Gamekeeper. That's what a lot of people know me as in the industry now. So yeah, basically I'm a stalker gamekeeper on an estate on Isle of Skye. Roughly covers about 23,000 acres in the south end of the island. So yeah, we've got lots going on there. We're not just a kind of traditional sporting estate, but you know, the land uses are farming and crofting as well. We've got 2 hotels on the estate. We produce our own whiskey and gin. So yeah, as well as all the activities, we've got a lot going on.
Yeah, and you're pretty sought after, aren't you? The actual stalking itself, you know, without bragging, you do very well, and you're pretty booked up, aren't you?
Yeah, so we're kind of working 12 months in advance all the time, and we're in a nice, comfortable position that most of our clientele now is return guests. Have been coming for many years, and that's built, you know, that whole reputation of looking after people is kind of, you know, it's paid dividends. So people are booking year after year after year, and it's nice when you've got familiar faces. They know what to expect. You know what to expect of them. So it's nice, and to have longevity with them.
And do they come from overseas as well? Yeah,
all over. You know, England, Scotland, from all around the world as well. So it's
Does
nice.
England class as overseas?
Oh, it's a foreign country.
Excellent. And we talked before this, and simulated stalks is something that you're already doing, aren't you? It's not new, but you're pushing it out more.
So yeah, the whole idea of that came about really as much as looking for activities to complement the traditional sports. I built a clay pigeon ground, and we're slowly getting that off the ground. And I wanted to look for something that was new, different at the time. Not many other people were offering. So I came up with the whole kind of simulated stalking experience, and working with Tom's Targets, who's here today, and Rob Crampton from Best Fox Call. We come up with some designs, full-size deer. And basically, the whole process is 6 stalks, as real as we can get it. So each one's very different at point of taking the shot. So whether it's distance, we talk about head, neck shots. It offers, you know, as close as you're going to get to the real thing. But for me, it's enjoyable, it's great, but it's a great way to educate people on deer management and the kind of pressures deer are facing in Scotland right now.
And when you're doing the simulator stalks, are you whispering, are you crouching and things, or are you walking absolutely normally and chatting and, oh look, there's the first deer?
Well, you take each client out, and each time can be different. So if somebody really wants the whole experience, we'll kind of, you know, the last few yards we'll do a bit of a crawl.
Right.
And people really enjoy that.
Yeah,
they know they're going to find a steel target at the end of it, but
it must be good. Like, so I'm thinking from a beginner's perspective, that would be really good for, well, at least just confidence.
So what we found, as you just said there, is people who have never stalked before or never fired a rifle before but want to stalk, what we're getting now is people booking in, let's say on the Friday morning, for a morning on the simulated experience, and then they want to go out for the real thing the following day.
Of course they do.
I've been a keeper for 35 years, and I can see the difference just from someone going out on the simulator the day before. The confidence boost is amazing to them.
Yeah.
Because you've spent the morning going from different targets, different scenarios.
The real one is just the 7. Almost.
Exactly. Yeah.
I remember when Pete took me out. So I mean, I had all kinds of fears going on. It was my first deer I shot, first time in Scotland, like, you know, in those sort of environments and things. First time on a tikka. I mean, there was first for absolutely everything.
Yes,
and I was not I wasn't getting overly nervous. I wasn't like too worried, but the apprehension was starting to build, and I knew in my head where I was shooting the deer. But even as we were driving up, I was talking, all right, well, can I just, because all I've seen is pictures, and so we went through as many pictures as we could find. You know, what if the deer isn't, you know, quite in the right place? But you know, Pete, bless him, he said, well, we'll set a target up. So he wandered over to the other side. He went, shoot it. And I did. He went, shoot it again, and I did, and then that was it. That went straight off. So I can see massive benefit of going out on 6 targets.
Well, I've seen it being replicated around the country now. Lots more people that offer real deer stalking are starting to do simulated stalking experience. So it's great that people have kind of seen what we're doing, picked that up, done a more kind of a version that works for them, and so really to get more new people into the sport, I can't see a better way of doing it.
Yeah. As an absolute outside question, do you get people who say they aren't interested in shooting an animal, but they're really up for the target and things like that? Is that sort of more popular than you might think?
Definitely. I think
because I imagine there's people who that would really tick some boxes, like, you know, because I'll never knock it. If you don't want to shoot a deer, that's absolutely fine. But I imagine there's quite a few people who would really enjoy that experience right up to the point they don't have to do that and they can walk away.
Well, we found people saying that to me, that I really want to try this. I don't think I could take the real thing, but I really want to try the experience. And then they say, I'd like to book for next year on the real thing.
Yeah, of course.
It's because I would say most people have the capabilities to hunt under guidance, and I think people are stronger than they give themselves credit for. It's a massively emotional experience to do the real thing. I've taken people out who at the end of it, the adrenaline's been pumping, they've took the shot, they've culled the beast, and
just
it's all coming out.
What was playing then. If by chance my one was on, that's Jose on at the time. But you're absolutely right. Loads of adrenaline, and loads of relief afterwards. Yeah,
well, it all comes out there. They've seen what they've done from start to finish. And what we also do then on the real thing is encourage the guests to come down to the larder with us to see that prep of where it goes into the chiller to hang before it gets made into
everything.
Yeah, and we not long gone are the days, but I would say most of those people now who are just interested in coming out to hunt. More and more people now are wanting to see the whole process. We get lots more people asking if they can buy the carcass,
right?
Because they want to take food home.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's actually really positive.
But we encourage it.
Because some of my experiences, I thought I started to notice that they're just here to shoot it. They're not here to see it, touch it, drag it, pick it up, whatever. They're just here to shoot it. So that's quite reassuring that they want to see more, do more.
Well, it's part of our ethos on the estate. Yeah. So, as I've said, we have 2 hotels as part of the estate, and the process for us when I took over as the keeper stalker there is that we don't deal with game dealers anymore, because what we're culling is not as big as some of the Highland estates. We can manage everything in-house.
Right.
So everything that is culled on the estate is butchered and goes to those hotels and is sold locally.
Right.
It doesn't go very far.
How many deer do you process a year, roughly?
We're probably culling 50-60 hinds a year, up to 15 to 20 stags some years, and we'll cull a few roe as well. So it's enough for me as a single-handed stalker keeper to deal with.
I mean, I was having a conversation with someone last night, literally about putting the money back into people and jobs and residents and things like that, and local communities. So it's good. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
So the 2 hotels then. If we talk about those, and we'll try and get some pictures up and things like that. Tell us about the hotels basically.
Yes, so our main hotel, Hotel Ellen Earman. It's a beautiful located hotel right on the shore. It has its own pier. That's where all the estate offices are as well, the gallery. it is a beautiful place to stay. It really is. It's picturesque. And we have a great team of people there, working there, chefs, housekeeping, front of house managers. And yeah, it's all, for me, that as putting my sporting guests in there to stay there, that's all part of that experience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if they might have a great time out on the hill with me, and they're going to get a great time when they go, I drop them back off in the bar and the hotel afterwards. So that's,
well, I suppose it's the package as well, They're coming to see you and they know they've got the entire weekend, week, whatever, sorted.
Well, it's great because people then are much more relaxed because they leave you to deal with everything. So you sort their accommodation, food, everything.
Yeah.
And they usually stay a bit longer as well then. So it's not just there for the hunt.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Not the simulated stuff or the story. Is there anything else sort of as part of the estate other than these two? Is there anything else that you want to sort of cover at all?
Well, we've got. Food is another big thing for us, as I touched on with the whole venison side of things. It's one of our ethos is that we try and do our bit with food miles and food quality, and we're very proud of the fact that our venison gets served up on our. It's butchered by our team, it's cooked by our team, and it's served by our team.
That's good.
It's part of that whole circle that people who come to stay with us can really enjoy.
Yeah, which I'm sure they do. Should we talk whiskey?
Oh yes, yes please.
Let's start with this one then. Tell me about this.
So this is one of our blended malts, the Potch Goo. It's 21-year-old, and this has gone. Can we open it? Take that off. So this is always well received. It's a favourite with everyone who buys it with us. I say Alistair's up on the balcony there.
Doing tastings, selling the whiskey, selling the gin, selling the whole experience of what we've got. It's a nice whiskey. Sounds good. And then let's look at the gin as well.
So the gin is fairly new. Over the last few years, Leah, our distiller, has been developing this, and it's won awards. I'm not a massively big gin drinker, but
I love a gin.
It's really, really good. Really nice.
Bottle number 178, batch 27. Small batch gins then?
Yes, we do it. So our gin is distilled, if I'm right in saying this, in our old copper still that we had as a display item in our old whiskey shop.
Right.
So when it was decided to make our own gin, we thought it would be great to do it in the display whiskey still that we had, and it was sent away all proofed and for doing the job. We've got it back. We built a new building to do it all in, and Leah does a great job, and it's well received. And
presumably guests then take some of these home with them.
Yeah, it's amazing. Again, while they're there, I'll take them into the shop.
Is there anything else? Is there anything you don't do there?
Well, no, this is it. We try to give everyone a good Highland Hebridean experience, and
that's what they're there for, isn't it?
Yeah.
It sounds absolutely amazing. Is there anything else that you want to cover off?
Just trying to think.
Anything about anything personally, because you almost created your own. Well, you did. You created your own brand, didn't you?
Yeah. So the whole Skye Gamekeeper thing really came about a few years ago. So like most estates, most sporting estates that sell sport, we dealt with agents, which is good. It's great, but times have moved on since the old have a fumble through a catalogue,
right,
and see who's offering what. And obviously social media is such a big thing now. So back then it was kind of, I wasn't big into social media. If anything, I was kind of anti it.
Same.
But
it's a necessary evil in a way, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean,
but it's a way that you can fairly easily reach anyone across the planet.
Well, I think for me, it's been a real eye-opener that I dipped my toe into social media, and I could see the online presence and the interaction, and then with the help of Rob of Best Fox Call, we kind of sat down and probably in a whiskey-induced state.
Yeah.
And kicked a few ideas about.
As all best plans start.
Well, this is it. And we thought we really need to ramp this up a bit. And at the time, and I still do now, I work with Viking Arms as a bit of a field tester for Leupold and Pine firearms. And one of their team, David, way back then, created the logo that's on my back. And then the Scott Mackenzie, the Skye Gamekeeper, was born. And it's really just grown
it's like a game character or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I separate the two.
Yeah.
Skye Gamekeeper is another entity, and I'm Scott Mackenzie. So it's kind of, I use the Skye Gamekeeper thing to really push. So I do many collaborations with lots of companies, lots of brands. But the whole point of it for me is not so I can get free kit, not so I can get all goodies. It's nice having those things, but I want those brands to be pushing what I'm doing. I want those brands to be pushing.
And that's
the
what we're
whiskey,
doing
the gin,
today,
the hotel.
hopefully. So
it's mutual.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just about community and spreading a message, isn't it?
And from there, it's really kind of grown legs and awards and all sorts of things. It's
amazing. And that's just recognition for hard work that's gone in.
I like to think so. I think it's people enjoy themselves when they come to us.
Is there anything major coming up? Anything that you're planning for, sort of in the year?
Well, really, it's just to get to the next season.
Yeah.
And we're booked up. So now I'm just kind of working my way through the mundane side of things that I have to do on the estate, all the maintenance. All the jobs that you can't get done throughout the kind of autumn, winter months. When I get back, and there's a few shows to do. I like doing the shows because you get to meet everybody like yourself. You get to talk about the estate, and what we're doing.
We're all pretty like-minded people, so it's quite easy, isn't it?
It is. It's amazing that
there's still the opinions there. There's still a few variations.
That's never going to change, and I think as long as we can all accept that.
No one spoke to me about calibers so far, which I'm all right with actually. Let's leave the calibers off the table for now. But I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I can't wait to come over at some point and
definitely
get some footage and things like that. What we'll do is we'll pop all of Scott's details. We'll do the hotel. We'll do everything. Pop it all in the description so that if you are interested and you do have some availability, that hopefully people can get booked in. If anyone's got any questions for myself or for Scott, then drop them in the comments, and one of us will sort of answer those. Give the video one of those and subscribe, and we will see you soon for the next video.